10.000 años antes del nacimiento de Paul Atreides, antes de que el universo nos conociera como las Bene Gesserit, fundamos una hermandad.
Hi guys, I'm Rafa Jimenez from Cartelera, Spain. How are you today?
Hi, how you going?
Yeah, good. How are you doing? I love the TV in the background with that.
Yeah. It's
Amazing.
Yeah, well, first of all, congratulations on being on this huge show. And first of all, I don't know how big of fans you were of Dune before the show, but what were your expectations when filming a project with that name, and how did that align with what you encountered once you were on set?
We know that it's going to be like such an epic thing to be a
I
part
thought
of.
it would be big, but like I didn't realize it was this big.
Yeah.
I didn't realize like the fans that are like so like and
Dedicated.
so dedicated. I didn't realize that the world was so complex,
Vast.
and that there's so much like source material. Like there's so many books and the films. Like I thought it was big, but it's even bigger than that.
Yeah, totally it is. And well, Jade, to start with you, it must have been a privilege, but also a challenge that your character's journey is to accompany Emily Watson's, at least in the first chapters. So tell us, what has it been like to work so closely with such a talented actress, but also with such an inquisitive and dark character?
Yeah, it was incredible to work with Emily. She's, as you say, an amazing actress and a very generous actor. You know, she's also just a really wonderful, caring, and just brilliant person to be around. We had a lot of fun on set. And like you say, like there's a lot of times when it is just me and Emily, and you know, we'd chat about life, work. She's just a good person to talk to. I feel like I learned a lot, and she really made me up my game when working with an actor of that caliber. You sort of feel like, you know, they sort of like bring you with them. Well, somebody is generous as her as well, sort of brings you with them. And yeah, we had a lot of fun. And the character of Theodosia, like you say, there's sort of a darkness there. There's something going on behind the eyes, and that just is so fun to play, like being a bit mysterious.
Yeah, so beautiful words. And
Thank you.
Talking about challenges, Chloe, I was really surprised by the dark and adult tone of the show, especially regarding children characters like yours. So how did you prepare both physically and mentally for such intense scenes like the agony? And why did you think this intensity was necessary, no matter the age of your character?
I mean, I think it just makes it so much more like scary and frightening. And also it kind of like makes it a bit more morally ambiguous. I mean, the age of Lila, she's a kid and she's being told that, you know, she has to do this thing. Otherwise, you know, she's going against everything she's ever been taught and everything she's ever cared about. And I think mentally and physically preparing for it was kind of just, it was just allowing myself to let go and like imagining kind of the worst pain that I could ever feel and then trying to push that even further. But I found it quite like liberating. I know it like looks quite painful and dramatic, but it's quite cool to just like be able to like scream in front of a room of people and just like let it all rip. Like it's quite fun and rewarding. And I mean, you know, John, the director of the episode, and like Alison and Jordan, everyone who was on set, they helped me out so much with just like me like presenting it in a way that looked, you know, while it was like really dramatic, but like really believable and really rooted in truth. So I didn't really struggle that much to prepare for it because of like the amazing team that are involved.
Yeah. I mean, in the end, I really love all the power performances, but I love that power of this woman in the screen is not just in the plot, but also behind the camera. Because, you know, it's a bit unusual to have a blockbuster with big budget like that, with not just female characters, main character, but also the showrunner, the director, the writer. So in what ways do you think that this adaptation of Sisterhood has benefited from that female perspective, and how did you perceive that, you know, female perspective on set?
Yeah, I was so glad that our lead director was female. It felt like the right thing. And Anna is great. I think she's wonderful and such great energy on set. And yeah, it just felt very quite empowering, quite special to be on set with so many women. It is quite rare, you know, and all the SAs as well are women. So sometimes we'll be on set and there's like 100 of us. And it's very rare that the women outnumber the men when you're on a film set. So it did feel quite special and right, I think, to tell the story of the sisterhood.
Yeah, and lastly, Chloe, you were talking about the complexity of your character, and it certainly reminds me of some character arcs in the movies like Paul or Jessica in Dune Part 2 with all this surreal part. So when you received that script, how did you manage to understand everything that happens to your character, if you did, and how have you tried to convey it for the audience to understand it?
Did you understand?
I didn't understand it. So I didn't know, like, I mean, you guys will see probably in like the 5th and 6th episode, especially, the extent of Lila's decision and her choices. And I didn't actually know when I first got the part that that's what my role would be. So it was quite like daunting. And, you know, there was those, I think, moments that every actor gets. It's like, can I really do this? I don't know if they've seen enough of me. I don't know. They're putting a lot of trust in me right now. But I feel like I felt really supported by like the whole cast, and also especially like Alison as a showrunner. I could go to her to talk about anything that I didn't understand, because they're definitely on my first read was stuff that I was like, wait, but how is this going to work? And, you know, how am I going to be able to get there? And is that even going to come across well? And I feel like, yeah, it was just trusting like the amazing team of writers and like all the heads behind the show, because they really know what they're doing. And so, yeah, it just felt like I was in like the most safe, comfortable space to take on something that I could only dream of being able to get to participate in.
Yeah, well, congratulations, because you did
Thank
it,
you.
and I was really impressed about both of your performances. So congratulations,
much.
and
Thank you.
enjoy the result.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
You too.